As Vice Provost for Faculty and Global Engagement, I am pleased to welcome you, our new students and members of the class of 2027, to today's convocation. Would you please stand as you are able to welcome the Salem State University Convocation Procession. Thank you. Please welcome mace bearer Nancy Dennis from the Berry Library. The mace is a symbol dating back to the Middle Ages and represents the authority of the university to award degrees. The most senior member of the faculty and librarians has the honor of carrying the mace and leading the procession. The university banners are carried by many past faculty, student, and staff recipients of the Outstanding First Year Advocate Award. Following the mace bearer are the academic deans and the university faculty from the Bertillon School of Business, the College of Arts and Sciences, the McGuire-Messervy College of Health and Human Services, the McCune School of Education, the Berry Library, the Explorers Program, the Commonwealth Honors Program. Please welcome the student member of the Board of Trustees, the university president, the provost and academic vice president, our convocation speaker, and the student government president. Please be seated. We begin today with a land acknowledgement, which is a formal statement that recognizes the indigenous people who are the traditional stewards of colonized land. In recognizing and naming them, a land acknowledgement seeks to honor the enduring relationship that exists between indigenous peoples and their traditional territories. The land occupied by Salem State University is part of Namkeg, a traditional and ancestral homeland of the Pawtucket Band of the Massachusetts. We acknowledge the genocide and forced removal of the people of Namkeg and their kin, and we recognize the ongoing colonization and dispossession of indigenous homelands. We respect and honor the Massachusetts tribe and the many indigenous people who continue to care for the land upon which we gather. A land acknowledgement by itself is a small gesture. It becomes meaningful when coupled with authentic relationships and informed action. It is meant as a starting port toward greater public education, indigenous sovereignty, and cultural rights, a critical step toward equitable relationship and reconciliation. I am pleased now to introduce the Provost and Academic Vice President of Salem State University, Dr. David J. Silva.
Good morning. Try that again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Excellent. As Provost and Academic Vice President at Salem State University, I hereby call to order this assembly and declare open the Fall 2023 University Convocation. It is my honor and my pleasure to introduce to you the 14th President of Salem State University, President John D. Keenan.
Good morning, Vikings. Welcome to the new academic year. Welcome especially to our first year and transfer students to our wonderful Viking community. It is now my 7th year as president, and Convocation always reminds me of how lucky I am to be here with all of you, as I have the great privilege of serving as your president. I realized that I would not have this honor if I had stuck to my initial plan when I first got to college, which was to become a doctor. And then I took chemistry, and I decided it probably wasn't for me. Some of you who are sitting here today probably have a plan as well, and maybe it'll go as expected, but chances are you will also change your plan and land in places you didn't expect, and that's okay. I hope that you will lean into knowing that both the journey and the outcome will fulfill you in countless and unexpected ways. Thank you for choosing Salem State University as your home for this special journey. This is Massachusetts, after all. We are the mecca of higher education in the entire world, so that you have chosen Salem State means a great deal to us. During your time here, you will dive into topics that interest you, build the skills to launch your career, and make an impact on those around you. One of the ways you can make an impact is by becoming engaged on and off campus, and I know some of you did this just last Friday. This type of involvement is embedded into the Salem State experience. It's the reason we achieved National Carnegie Community Engagement Classification. Say that fast. And why we are so proud to consider ourselves the Commonwealth Civic Engagement University. See, our goal here is to make clear that you don't have to accept things as they are, and to help you build the skills to change them. Many of our students have been change agents right here on campus. For example, our 2023 graduate, Michael Corley, didn't accept that none of our campus buildings were named after a person of color. Thanks to Michael and his classmates, that is about to change. Because of their advocacy, Viking Hall, one of our most visible buildings, will soon be renamed in honor of Charlotte Fortin, Salem State's first black graduate in 1856. Fortin was an abolitionist, an educator, a writer, and a women's rights activist. Michael built on a legacy of other student-led changes over the last few years. This includes revising our general education curriculum to require a course in diversity, power dynamics, and social justice, and protecting our planet by divesting the university's investment holdings from all fossil fuel companies. We are also one of the very first state universities, the other is Mass Maritime, in Massachusetts, to pursue groundbreaking decarbonization work. This is part of our commitment to being carbon neutral by 2050. Again, another student-led initiative. While Salem State might be almost 170 years old, we are not static. The individual growth of our students is priority one. And if we do it right, we as a campus will also have grown by the time you graduate. And please know that graduation will not mark the end of your time as a Viking. We have an alumni community of over 70,000 strong, 55,000 right here in the Commonwealth, most of whom still live and work in Essex County. You're in good company with your fellow Vikings. Across the state, you'll find leaders in education, healthcare, business, government, who are all Salem State alumni, including our very own Lieutenant Governor, Kim Driscoll. Get to know one another and build friendships that will last well beyond graduation. I've remained close to my college roommates for 4 decades now. 4 decades. I was in that seat that you're in now in 1983. All 6 of us were together just a month ago, and we see each other regularly, several times a year. 2 years ago, on October the 14th, I had the opportunity to donate one of my kidneys to my college roommate, Joe, after he was diagnosed with stage 5 kidney disease. On that October morning, I was in Boston, he was in Ohio. They took my kidney here, delivered it there, and it was working in him by 10 o'clock that night. This wasn't something I expected when I was sitting next to him like you are right now, when we were freshmen talking about sports and disagreeing about politics, as we still do today. But he has been a dear friend, and it was life-changing for both of us. While it is not my expectation for you to donate a kidney to someone sitting next to you in this room, it is my hope that you will also develop relationships and strong bonds that will last a lifetime. As I hear from our alumni, when we go down Florida every year for St. Patrick's Day and we meet the class of 1968, and they still are friends and down in Florida today in Naples with those friends, talking about the experience they had here at Salem State. Meeting people who are different is a major part, an important part of your college experience. Now, the book we all read this summer, everybody read the book, right? Yep, all right. We've got a test later on. It's an example of how rewarding it can be to go beyond the surface and to get to know one another. The first-year reading experience gives us a common thread to discuss on day one. This program is in its 15th year, so it's fitting that we return to the theme of our very first book, which was a collection of StoryCorps episodes. StoryCorps is a project that uncovers phenomenal stories of seemingly average people. I look forward to joining some of you this afternoon to discuss the book and to answer any questions about your first year at Salem State. I know how hard this transition can be. I had never lived anywhere but Salem until college. And though my parents were both supportive, neither had college degrees. In fact, my mother hadn't graduated from high school. 35% of undergraduates here at Salem State are first-generation college students, like me and many of our campus leaders. Please know that transitioning to college or to a new school can be hard for most students, but that you are not alone. You have one another, you have our outstanding faculty and staff, our administrators, and everyone on this campus is here to support you. Today, you will hear from one of those faculty members, School of Social Work Professor Dr. Rebecca Mirick. Dr. Mirick joined our campus a decade ago after 11 years working with children and families in outpatient mental health settings. Her field experience and trauma-informed approach bring important dimensions to Dr. Myrick's classes, and she is also a mentor to our students. Dr. Mirick was one of this year's faculty recipients of the Outstanding First Year Advocate Award, which makes it fitting that she is our keynote speaker today. This award recognizes faculty, staff members, and student leaders who go above and beyond to help our first-year students. The student nominated Dr. Mirick shared that she was crucial to them getting back on track after an illness and to get high school credits transferred. She was more than responsive. She was proactive in making this student got what they needed. So thank you, Dr. Mirick, and all of those who received this award in the 11-year history. We are here to support you, so please ask and please support one another. The story of your time at Salem State is unwritten, but many of the characters are right here in this room, perhaps sitting right next to you. Let's make it a story of friendship, of triumph, and adventure. So thank you, and welcome, Vikings. Today has got to be the hottest day of the summer. I am sweating up here if you can't see it from there. It is hot. It is now my pleasure to introduce Zach Lacoste, President of our Student Government Association. Zach is a member of the class of 2025, majoring in history and secondary education as part of his 4+1 program. Prior to being elected as SGA president, Zach served as a senator and chairperson of the Social Justice and Inclusion and Civic Engagement and Sustainability Joint Committee. Please join me in welcoming Zach Lacoste.
Hello, new and familiar faces of Salem State University. My name is Zach Lacoste, and I'm a junior studying history and secondary education, also the best major. I'm also privileged to be representing the student body as this year's president of our student government organization, or association. I know what you're all thinking. There's so much information being presented to you, and so many new faces you're still seeing in a still semi-unfamiliar environment. But there's nothing to worry about. Although being a first-year student hands you a numerous amount of challenges and unfamiliarity, it also allows you to build the strength and compassion that'll make you love the Salem State community even more. One important aspect of my college experience that has made me love the people I surround myself with here at Salem State is getting involved on campus. Whether you're living here or commuting like I am, there's always a place for students who want to get involved and make a positive impact. Are you looking to explore different parts of your identity? Seek out the Center for Justice and Liberation. Visit the Study Abroad office for rewarding opportunities if you're seeking travel experience while in school. Join an academic student organization like Bio Society or our Student Nursing Association to expand your understanding and experience within your major outside the classroom. Being involved has helped me step out of my comfort zone while also bettering my social skills and improving my mental health. I joined our SGA last year after wanting to be more involved, and it was the best decision I've ever made. The work my constituents have made has allowed me to be proud of this community I know and love. We've helped plan events with other student orgs, worked with administration, and tackled a variety of issues many students voice while on campus. If you're interested in learning more about SGA, please email sga@salemstate.edu. To close, I want to thank all of you new students for attending, as well as the faculty and staff who have helped facilitate such an amazing community. I'm so excited to have all of you new faces on board. You're going to love it here.
Thank you, President Lacoste, for your supportive and encouraging remarks, and I invite all of you to get involved. I would like now to introduce Brian Wellman, Student Trustee of the Salem State Board of Trustees. Brian is active in many ways, both on and off campus, and is the student representative. He is your representative to the Board of Trustees. Brian is a member of the class of 2025 and is a double major in political science and business administration. He was a civic fellow in the Center for Civic Engagement, and he is currently president of the Salem State Civic Society. Please join me in welcoming Trustee Wellman.
Hello, Vikings. What I'm about to say will be brief. Don't worry. In the next upcoming weeks, you're going to be exposed to a flood of information. It's going to be intimidating at first, but I promise you it's going to be some of the best years of your life. To some, this is going to be scary. You're going to be in unfamiliar territory, and for some of you, this may be the first time you've ever embarked on your own. But I want you to know that what you're about to start is really the beginning of your life. It's unbelievable the amount of freedom and opportunity that you have here at Salem State. There is so much opportunity here, there's just not enough hours in the day. You're about to have life-changing relationships, career-shaping experiences, and an education that will prepare you for the rest of your life. When you were in high school, your life was significantly different. Life, in many cases, was decided by others. They dictated where and when you should be, how your schedule was made, But here at Salem State, that is not the case. You will decide everything about your life, from who you hang out with, what classes you take. To some, this might be too much. It can be overwhelming. But don't worry. At first, it may seem like you have a lack of direction, but smart use of your time is essential. You will find everything that you need and more. You will make new friends. You will have new opportunities. In fact, you can join some of the many student organizations that we have available. You've heard from my friend Zach about SGA. You've heard that of a Civic Fellow, and there are so many that you can find out about. I'd like to highlight a few hidden gems. To begin with, Student Theater Ensemble is hosting a show in September. For non-theater majors, this is a great opportunity to get involved in the creative process and learn about the joy of creating art. No memorization of lines are needed, and I can promise you that our theater department and the theater majors are some of the nicest people you have ever met. There's also SSU Productions, which is a student org dedicated to creating movies. Also amazing and fun. You'll have so much fun getting involved in the creative process and everything from editing to acting to camera. It'll be so much fun. The school radio station can teach you skills about radio and communication, as well as help you acquire your own program. And then finally, we have the Army ROTC and Air Force ROTC that will instill discipline and provide you an exciting opportunity for an adventurous job after college. These are just a few among many fun and exciting opportunities available, and I hope that you will take full advantage of everything Salem State has for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Wellman, for your remarks. So, this convocation marks the formal opening of the 2023-2024 academic year. And I, as the Provost, join with President Keenan, with our faculty and librarians, our staff and administrators, in welcoming all of you, the class of 2027. We welcome you who come from nearby. We welcome you who come from far away. Today, we also welcome 2 cohorts of new students from Nanjing Normal University and Nanfang University in China. And to them, I say, 欢迎, welcome. Each one of you comes to Salem State with your own story, your own expectations, your own doubts, your own questions, but most of all, your own hopes and dreams for the future. You have joined an engaged, diverse academic community of students and scholars. You bring to Salem State amazing possibility and potential. And the faculty, librarians, staff, and administrators, we are all here to help you realize that potential and to cultivate those possibilities. Our number one objective is your success. We care about the smaller but critical everyday successes over time. They will build your knowledge and your skills and your confidence. Over time, as you experience individual victories in building your knowledge, your skill, and confidence, you'll propel yourself forward incrementally to larger scale successes. So, for example, you've got to get through this convocation. You've got to make it through today. And then you'll complete your first week of classes. You'll successfully pass all of your fall courses. This time next year, you will advance into sophomore year for those who are transfers or senior year. And most of all, most of you in this room, in May of 2027, will be graduating with a bachelor's degree. Now, if you look to the balcony opposite the stage there, you'll see banners overflowing with the signatures of our most recent graduates, and they once sat where you are sitting today. They are the next generation in dozens of fields, crafts, businesses, and services in the Commonwealth and beyond. There are many people here on campus to support you, to ensure that your first year matters. Now, while there are countless individuals I could acknowledge for that purpose this morning, I want to highlight just a few who have been recognized for their very special commitment to our first-year students. The following individuals were honored this past spring as outstanding first-year advocates through Salem State's First-Year Experience Office. And I'd like them to I'd like them to stand as I call their name, and they are Social Work Professor Rebecca Mirick, English Professor Claire McCarthy, staff members Emmanuel Quiroz from the McEwen Educator Schools of Students of Color, Carol Rizzo from the Student Navigation Center, Will Reagan, a step mentor, and Noelle Wood, a peer tutor in supplemental instructions. A round of applause for them all. These individuals were nominated by last year's cohort of first-year students for their commitment to student success. They and many, many others are willing to do what it takes to help you achieve your goals. Now, one of the hallmarks of a Salem State University experience is the supportive community that you've entered. There are individuals at every turn who are ready to listen and to assist, and I hope that you will take good advantage of the knowledge and expertise that so many individuals here at the university have, and they will support you on your journey toward graduation. Now, there is a more group of people that I want to acknowledge today, and that is the faculty and librarians. May I ask the faculty and librarians to stand to be recognized? I want to offer to all of you my words of gratitude as the provost, my appreciation for what you do, and my admiration to the members of all of you here on the talented faculty, each of whom will play a critical role in the transformation of these students here, not only academically, but professionally and personally. You see, students, the faculty you will encounter here at Salem State, they are demanding, but they are equally supportive, engaged, and committed to your intellectual growth and to your academic success. And I know that you will find means and motivation to connect with each of your professors and to partner with them in your learning. So faculty, I thank you. You may be seated. Okay, here's the part that everybody loves or hates. It's the part where I say, I'm going to give you some advice. First and foremost, 3 simple words. Go to class. Could you repeat that for me? Go to class. Again, go to, louder. One more time. Woohoo! Perfect. Because if you are not in class, you cannot start or build that relationship with these people here and your classmates and to the course materials. Above all else, go to class. We've even thought it was so important this year, we put it on the back of your t-shirts so that you would remember. Second piece of advice, be sure to introduce yourself to your professors. Let your professors know who you are, and they will get to know you by name. We don't have any giant classes with 300 students taught by graduate students at Salem State. That's one way to do it, but here at Salem State, we pride ourselves in small classes and important relationships between faculty and the students. Number 3, while you're in class, don't be shy. Do your best to actively participate in discussions and activities. And these fine faculty and librarians here have learned ways in which to draw you out and to bring you into those discussions. We love to see you grow. Finally, be sure to visit your professors during their office hours to engage them even further in the course materials. Now, you don't have to be struggling in the class or even have a question, but go to their office hours. I can tell you, when I was a professor, those office hours were the loneliest hours of the time. And see, they get it, they laugh at it. So, here's the deal. They're sitting in their offices literally waiting for you to show up and ask for their advice, because here's the secret. They love giving advice. They love it. So go to office hours. Now I want to turn to this year's first year experience selection, The Ties That Bind by Dave Yusay. Our FIRE program, as you heard, is celebrating its 15th year. And since 2009, each new first year class has been assigned a book. And we read that together, and later on today, you'll be convening in small groups with folks among the faculty. The president will be at one, I'll be at one. And we want to be able to engage you. And so here's the deal. The president lied. There will not be a test. So if you didn't read the book, that's okay. Come. We will help you engage with your classmates. Now, when you entered the gym today, I hope you noticed that there were stories being shared on the back screen. These are stories from a project called StoryCorps. StoryCorps is committed to the idea that everyone has an important story to tell and that every person's story matters. StoryCorps' mission is to help us believe in each other by illuminating the humanity and the possibility in us all, one story at a time. StoryCorps stories are broadcast weekly on National Public Radio. Some of the stories are curated for books, including this recent FIRE book. You know, the simple act of inviting two people into a private space with a microphone to talk about a common experience yields remarkably compelling stories. Who would you want to talk to if you had such an opportunity? How would you want to be heard as you tell your own story? So as you write your next chapter here at Salem State, I am here to tell you today, we see you, and we hear you, and we honor you. Each of you matters to us here at Salem State. Your experience matters, your voice matters. Your charge as a member of this community is to reach out to each other and to others to ensure that they feel seen and heard too. So I want you to look around at the people sitting near you, at the faculty here on the floor, at the staff and the administrators around the room. We are those who will provide that foundation of support and encouragement that you will need to achieve your potential over the next 4 years, possibly 5, no more than 6, to be seen and heard as you write the next chapter. So, to continue the story, it's my privilege to introduce our convocation speaker today, the recently awarded Outstanding First Year Advocate and faculty member in the School of Social Work. She coordinates the Bachelor of Social Work program. Please welcome Dr. Rebecca Mirick.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to stand before you today and talk to you as you begin your time here at Salem State. As I thought about what I wanted to say to you today, as you embark on this next chapter of your life, I thought about what I wish someone had said to me as I began my undergraduate program. I thought about the personal stories and the ties that bind, that emphasize the importance of connection, relationship, and mutual support. And I thought about students I've seen succeed and what led to that success. I realized that the consistent theme was the power of asking for help. In the first story in Ties That Bind, Will Smith describes being a single dad attending Bowdoin as a non-traditional student, and how his experience turned around when someone from the college reached out to him and he asked for help. She was able to help him move onto campus and get the resources he needed to successfully balance being a student and a father. This, I believe, is what many of our successful students have in common. They ask for help when they need it. I think this is the most important skill for college success, and honestly, for success in a lot of parts of life. I'm going to tell you a story about one of my former students to illustrate why I say this. So my first semester teaching at Salem State, I had an advisee I'd never met. When I looked her up in the system, things looked not so great. She'd failed 2 courses in the past summer. And I know at this point you might be thinking, Dr. Mirick, this is a success story. Like, I'm not sure where you're going with this, but just wait for it. So one day, right before winter break, the student called me. She'd gotten a letter that said the 2 failed summer classes impacted her ability to continue on at the university. The student had talked to someone in academic advising and explained that she'd become homeless over the summer, and in the midst of that crisis, had understandably forgotten to withdraw from summer classes. The person she spoke to wanted to help and recommended she write an appeal letter. This person thought the appeal would be successful and the student would be able to continue at the university. But here's the issue. The student had no idea how to write an appeal letter, what to put in it, what to say, what to ask for. And some students would have given up at that point, feeling overwhelmed and discouraged by the task. And that would have been understandable. This student was having none of that. She called me, we talked through what to include in the letter. The whole conversation probably lasted 30 minutes. In January, she emailed me with good news. Her appeal had been approved, and she would be allowed to continue on at the university. Her housing remained stable, she was successful in her classes, and she was even able to do her senior year internship at DCF, fulfilling her life goal of working in the child welfare system. This is one of the students I think about when I think about college success. College wasn't easy, and a major life crisis occurred, but she was able to make it through. Asking for help was a big part of this. When I talk to first-year students, they often assume that college success is about what you bring to college with you. Your academic preparation, your organizational skills, your motivation and drive, your ability to find time to complete work, and those things are helpful. But college success isn't about whether you can do it on your own. It's about whether you can ask for help when you need it. Can you reach out to a professor, to your advisor, to a therapist, to a family member and say, things are really hard for me right now. Can you figure out how to help me get through? That is the biggest skill that successful students have. The student I just talked about could do that. So asking for help is harder than it seems. You need to know what kind of help you need, how to access it, and be willing to be vulnerable and to ask for help, right? That doesn't necessarily feel very good. Earlier today, President Keenan shared that 35% of Salem State students are first-gen students. The supportive adults in your life may have little experience navigating higher education and may not be able to offer a lot of guidance in that area. Even if you're not part of that 35%, a university is a big system. It can be really hard to figure out how to get help, who to talk to, and what to do. So with that in mind, I'm going to wrap up this talk with a homework assignment. I don't know what it means that the provost gave you advice and I'm giving you homework. So here it is. As the semester starts, I want you to create a college success plan for yourself, all ready to implement if you hit a bump on your college journey. And bumps happen. Could be anything. They may be a mental health crisis, a physical illness, a new baby, an ill family member, or a housing crisis like my advisee. Or it might just be that you realized you weren't quite ready for college-level writing, or you're drowning just a little bit managing 5 classes. So there's 3 things I want you to do in those first few weeks of classes. See if you can do all 3. I think you'll be glad later in the semester that you did. First, reflect on what skills you're bringing with you to Salem State. What are your strengths as a student? What are some areas where you know you might need some support? What support might help you if things get rocky? What are some early warning signs that you might need to access those supports? Is it missing a few classes, a low grade on an assignment, isolating and not spending time with friends? Second, figure out where you can get those supports that you think you might need. Explore on-campus resources. Figure out how to access them and get them set up so when things get hard, they're ready for you when you need them. For example, if you had an IEP in high school, you might want to contact Disability Services and learn more about what accommodations in college might look like for you, even if you're not sure you're going to need it. Maybe you live with anxiety or depression. For you, setting up supports might involve contacting counseling services on campus or getting connected to a local therapist. Or you may know you just need a really good support network to be successful. Then you might explore the clubs that students have already talked about that are available on campus and figure out how to build a good support network for yourself in this new place. So here's the third part of my homework assignment for you, and this is the easiest one. The provost talked about introducing yourself to your professors, but go introduce yourself to your advisor too. Check their posted office hours and stop by and introduce yourself. Your advisor is a great first resource if you need it, and meeting them beforehand will make it easier to call or email them if an issue comes up. That's your homework assignment. 3 easy steps, and I challenge you all to try to get them completed. You're never going to have to submit this assignment, but having it done, I think, will make things a little bit easier for you later this semester or in the spring semester. And if you find yourself needing help, please remember that being successful in college isn't about being able to do it all alone. It's about finding the people who will help you through. As you leave convocation today, remember there's no award at graduation for students who did it all on their own without any help from those around you. There are folks all over campus who want to support you. You just have to reach out and ask for help if you need it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mirick, for that wonderful advice and for all your commitment to our students. And I'll take it one step further, right? Go to class, right, as Provost Silva said. Introduce yourself to the faculty at office hours. Introduce yourself to your president, right? When I'm walking around campus by myself, it's not because I'm lost. I've been here for 10 years. I know where I'm going. It's because I want to walk around and meet students and talk to people and see what's going on campus. So please, I'm the guy with the tie on, walking around. Not many people wear ties anymore. I'm the guy with the tie on. Come up, say hello, and just tell me what you're doing, what you're interested in, and especially those of you interested in politics or law school or anything like that. I'm happy to talk to you about that. I've had 30 years of doing that, so happy to chat with you about that. One other thing, I hope you got a theme from us all today, and we didn't even plan this, I don't think, in our remarks, but that is get involved and lean on each other. Vice President Bryant loves to tell people, right, this is one of the biggest investments you're going to make in your life. One of the biggest investments after buying a house or maybe an expensive car. It's a big investment, right? Get every dime out of it. Make sure you go see your faculty members. Go get involved in student events. Do as much as you can. Whether you're a commuting student or living on campus, get involved. Because that is what the Civic Engagement University is all about, right? It's not just the education you get in the classroom. It's the education you get out of the classroom as well. So, again, welcome. The provost is right, there will not be a test in my class later today. I didn't mean to scare anybody away. But the stories we're going to talk about, like the one Professor Mirick talked about, are fantastic. And I think he was the one who was the basketball player and had a child with him when he went to Bowdoin. And his basketball teammates became like uncles to his child. So there's amazing things that can happen in your relationships here. Again, this is day one. We look forward to seeing you. Provost Silva and I also look forward to shaking your hand as you commence and graduate 4 years from now. And we'll see you down at the O'Keefe Center. But enjoy today, and please come up, say hello to your faculty members, say hello to everybody else on campus. Welcome to Salem State.
I thought he was closing the event. When he says come talk to him and introduce yourself, believe him. He really is the person who wants to get to know everybody. So don't be shy. So we are almost done here. Immediately following the recessional, you will join us all for lunch in the North Campus Cafe. Now, a shuttle bus is available from a stop on Canal Street. Some students will go directly to lunch and then participate in activities, while other students will participate in activities and then go to lunch. Transfer students and first-year students, if your last name begins with an O through a Z or a Z for my Canadian friends, proceed directly to the variety of activities available in McEwen Plaza. That's that grassy quad in front of the Berry Library. And if your last name begins with A through N, you will proceed directly to North Campus Cafe for lunch. An announcement will be made when it is time to swap locations, and those in the dining hall will move outside, and those outside will move in. If you came by car, please turn right as you exit the gym and proceed back the route you came through the Gassett Center to the O'Keefe parking lot. If you are walking or if you came by shuttle bus, please proceed to your left as you exit the gym and exit the building, proceeding down Broadway to North Campus by foot or to Canal Street for the shuttle bus. And now, with that, I ask you to please rise as you are able and to remain in place until the recessional is complete. I hereby declare that the Salem State University 2023 Convocation is adjourned.